I think give a lot of credit to East Carolina and Joe. Those guys in some critical times made some really, really important plays. Got to the free throw line in the second half a ton. It's one area that I thought impacted us in the Wichita State game in the second half. Just some fouls that we have to be a little smarter on, where we just got to dig down and trust our defense that we'll get a stop. They got to the free throw line at Wichita a lot in the second half. East Carolina got to the free throw line a lot in the second half in this game. And what it does is, they're a good free throw shooting team, obviously 20 of 24 today. So it's free baskets. They don't have to score on our defense, Unfortunately, two of those plays came on, 2 of their 6 offensive rebounds. And we get a good defensive possession. We get a stop. We need to finish those plays. The stretch where we missed 9 shots in a row and missed front end of a 1-on-1, and then the second shot on a foul at the basket. Those are the plays that, and we had some good looks during that stretch as well. You got to, those are the plays that you got to make for right now. We're competing at a level where we're going to be in games. 4 out of the last 5 games with 8 minutes to go. It's been a 2-possession game. So now you got to dig down. But as I told the guys, there's some possessions earlier in the game that if you finish those, it would be a different situation in the last 8 minutes. So, I thought we had some really good execution offensively today. Had some good looks that didn't go in, and had some good looks that did go in. We got to get a couple guys that haven't played as well on the offensive end the last couple games back on track. Because it's critical that in these games to end the regular season, heading into the postseason, that guys are offensively and defensively playing at a high level.
Sorrell Smith had a career-high 5 3-pointers tonight, coming off of how he played in the second half on Tuesday. Talk a little bit about what you're seeing from him in practice and what's leading to these.
Well, unfortunately, I haven't seen anything in practice because we haven't practiced. You know what I mean? But, he is one of the guys. He's consistent in coming in even when he wasn't playing as much, coming in every morning and getting extra shooting in. It just didn't translate into games. You know what I mean? And that's hard on players when they're putting in the time and they're not seeing the results, because obviously his shooting percentages from both the 2 and the 3 going into the last 2 games was not at a great level, all right? But he kept at it, kind of got into a rhythm the other night, and I just felt comfortable. I liked the way he competed. It wasn't just that he made those shots at the end of the game. There was a couple hustle plays and stuff like that showed me, that, maybe he's turning the corner a little bit for us. So started him. We had really good offensive execution, great, 14 assists, 10 turnovers, 21 baskets. Very rarely do you take 17 more shots than your opponent and not win the game, So I was pleased with the way he played. I was pleased with his shot selection, because sometimes when a guy gets that start now, he's, but he showed the maturity and took quality shots for us. So, obviously, as he moves forward and plays more, we got to get some other things from him as well, but it was a good start for sure.
Maybe he doesn't need practice.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the one thing is, even without the practice, obviously we go through the coverages and the walkthroughs, and he's still coming in every day, no matter what it is. He comes in the morning before his academics and always gets in 45 minutes of shooting, half hour, 45 minutes. So his work, obviously, you always say that, when you get your opportunity, now he's had it, but he just hasn't shot the ball as well, So, but I was pleased with his competitiveness today as well.
Brandon Suggs for East Carolina. were 10-2 before he got hurt or
Yep.
had a COVID break or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
Could you talk about him tonight? Because they don't even run anything for him. It didn't look like.
No, and I said, they had their best record ever, hadn't lost a home game. They go on a COVID pause, can't do anything for a week, a week and a half. Then they come back, and just like everybody that does that, you get guys banged up because they haven't done anything in the middle of the season, and then you got to go play games. So then he gets banged up, you know what I mean? They're just not the same team without him. As good as those other guys are, as you said, they don't run anything for him, but he's great in transition. He gets 3 defensive rebounds. He hits a 3 in the first half. He hasn't shot the ball well. I think he's 18% from the 3 in league play. He makes a big 3 in the first half. Just makes, good hustle plays and draws 5 fouls. You know what I mean? So he's a glue guy that's very important to their success. And now that he's back, they've won 2 out of the 3 games since he's been back. So 2 road games as well. So they're obviously a different team with him because he's a great piece to what they put together.
What was the message to the team at halftime? You're down 1 point. Obviously, you feel confident going into the second half of that.
Yeah, I thought that the 3 areas on the defense that we need to do a better job of, there was a couple closeouts on shooters that weren't aggressive enough, that we needed to make a second and third effort. Our initial defense was good. Our ball screen coverage was good. I thought there was a couple transition plays that we didn't communicate well enough and gave up some easy baskets in transition in the first half. And then on offense, I said, we can't, we force 17 turnovers, but only get 11 points out of those 17 turnovers. We get 11 offensive rebounds and only get 6 second chance points. You know what I mean? So the effort stuff, we need to have some production after the effort. I mean, we force 17 turnovers and get 11 points. They force 10 and get 9. That 2-point differential isn't big enough. It's not big enough. We get 11 offensive rebounds. We get 6 second chance points. They get 6 and they get 8. You can't keep with that effort and doing those things that is created by playing really hard and not get anything for it and actually be even point-wise in those 2 areas. In 2 areas that you dominated, almost twice as many offensive rebounds, force almost twice as many turnovers, but you got no juice because of it. You know what I mean? And I just thought that offensively we moved the ball well and we had some good looks in the first half. I said we got to be ready to shoot. We got to finish some plays around the basket. And there was a couple that we did and a couple that we didn't in the second half.
What did you think about the goaltending? I believe that was on high.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you had the issue with that?
Did you see me?
Kind of.
Yeah, well, there's your answer. Yeah, there's your answer. I can't talk about that particular play.
Coach, you guys are cutting back into the deficit late in the second half, down 5. They hit a shot with the shot clock winding down, like a minute 40 left.
Yeah.
How much of a backbreaker was kind of that for you guys?
Well, yeah, I think we're down 5, and we run a really good offensive action, and Javon throws a great pass to DJ in the corner. And he doesn't make it. You know what I mean? So we're fine with that. Now you got to get a stop. And we had a really good defensive possession. And then Robinson, who at that time is 1 of 4 from the 3, makes the shot at the clock. So you have a chance to cut it to 2, and now your next possession it's 8. So that was a tough one. We obviously maybe on that defensive possession, clock awareness, understanding that the clock is winding down. Maybe you got to push into Robinson a little bit more so he can't get the shot up on that. He can't drive it. There's not enough time to drive it. But that was a tough one. That probably sealed the game, you know what I mean? Even though we had, with 30 seconds to go or 28 seconds to go, it's a 2-possession game, and we have another wide open 3 to cut it to 3, to cut it to a 1-possession game. So, sometimes you get those breaks, and we didn't get that, either one of those today. DJ makes it, we get a stop. Now it's our ball with down 2 with a minute and a half to go. So, but you usually make your own breaks. You know what I mean? You usually make your own breaks. And although I thought our guys competed at a much higher level, the next step is to be able to make some of those plays.
And you contained them pretty well in the first half, I believe, under 40% from the field. They come out in the second half, they're shooting 50% from the field. Kind of, what did they switch up in that second half that gave you back?
Well, yeah, I thought they got a couple transition baskets, which are, obviously high percentage baskets there. And they only get 18 shots in the second half. So, again, what a little bit of it was not as many shots taken by them because of our fouls. I said we fouled too much in the second half, and we forced a lot of turnovers in the second half. You know what I mean? So they don't get the shots up. So although the shooting percentage is good, it's still a defensive stop. You know what I mean? So, again, it gets skewed a little bit with the percentage when you force 17 turnovers. But I thought we gave up a couple too many shots at the rim and one pretty good look for Jackson in the second half where we didn't close out hard enough on him.
You guys are in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, longest losing streak of the season so far. Kind of what's the message moving forward as you guys go into the home stretch, going to conference tournament?
Yeah, obviously we have a quick turnaround. In less than 48 hours, we would have played already. You know what I mean? We play at noon on Saturday against a team that hasn't played all week. So we got to dig down right now. You know what I mean? We got to dig down. We got to play with the same type of intensity that we've played 4 out of the last 5 games. Obviously, we're going to face, a team with Horn and Griffin who really hurt us in game 1. We got to do a great job on those 2 guys, and then we got to keep evolving and finding guys that offensively can put the ball in the basket for us. Because against their matchup zone, you got to move the ball, you got to attack the basket, but you're going to have to make some shots as well. So, message is that we got to dig down. We're gonna play. No one's gonna feel sorry for us. We got to get back to work and get prepared for Saturday afternoon at noon.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.